Hi everybody, Jessie here from jessiebanks.com and welcome back to another video for Kraftin Kimmie stamps. So for today's video I have a fun one for you guys featuring Polar Pals by Kraftin Kimmie. This was part of the November release. I love this little raccoon and the polar bear with all of the penguins. So I'm starting off by doing one of my splashy watercolor backgrounds that I tend to do a fair bit. I know people are really interested in how I do these, so here's a quick look for you guys. So I start by wetting a section of the paper. I'm really not wetting it all, just kind of where I'm going to end up putting the color. I want some white showing around it and it to be a little splashy. I'm using Daniel Smith's Rose of Ultramarine, which will appear to be purple right now. My color's a little off. I'm not sure what happened with my lighting, but it'll work out all right. Anyway, it appears a little purple right now, but it does start to separate and you get those pinks and those blues separate. So this is just my first coat and it's a really watered down wash of the color. And then I'm just going to set it aside and let it dry naturally. In the meantime, we're going to work on our Copic coloring here for our little polar bear and his penguins. So I just cut a piece of Copic Express It blending card down to so that the image would fit on it. I'm going to fussy cut it after, so I wasn't too particular about the size of the paper. I just wanted to make sure I could get the whole image on it. I am talking really fast. I haven't done a voiceover in a while. Slow your roll, Jessie, slow your roll. So I'm stamping this out using Kraftin Kimmie's Wicked Black ink. I love this ink. It works with every medium. I've tried everything with it. Pencils, Gamsol, Copics, watercolors. It works for everything, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'm just doing some very basic coloring on these guys. So on our little polar bear, I'm going to start off with this BB23, laying in the darkest of our shadows, and then I'm going to go into my cool grays. To finish blending that out, I didn't want him to be too purple, but I wanted him to be a cooler color as opposed to something warmer. So I'm just adding where I figure those darkest spots will be, anywhere where anything lays over top of something else, like where his arm comes in front of the legs, or his leg comes in front of the legs behind it, and things of that nature. Just kind of wherever I think that there should be a shadow under his nose. I almost forgot about this part of his leg, like where his shoulder is in front of his belly, underside chest area thing. Yeah, that part. And then of course where the penguins are sitting on top of him. Whoops, dropped something. Needs to have a shadow underneath of it as well. Then I'm just going to start blending it out with the lighter colors. So first up we're blending it out with C3, and then I'll come in with C1 and finish it off with C0 and the colorless blender, just to make sure I have a smooth transition between everything. I hope you guys are all ready for Christmas. Christmas is like right around the corner. This is one of the last videos from me on my channel until 2019, which is absolutely insane. I know I've been slow when my computer broke, and then I just kind of got myself into a funk. I didn't want to do anything, and I needed to clean everything. Like, I've ripped my entire house apart. It was one of those. I just needed to do everything to make myself feel better, and now I'm feeling like I can make cards again, and I'm super pumped about finding a bit of my mojo back. If you guys ever get into those funks, honestly, you just need to force yourself to color. I needed to clean my house first. Like, it wasn't disgusting by any means, but it was just, it felt like it really needed a deep clean, so I did that. I don't know. Carrying on with our blending, and this is the C0, and then the colorless blender is the end of it. I will have the link to this stamp set and other things that I've used in this in the description box below, so definitely open that one up so you guys can find everything if you're interested in purchasing any of this stuff. I love these stamps. Kraftin Kimmie has great stamps. Her collection is absolutely magnificent, and wait till you guys see what she has coming in 2019. There's a new artist coming, there's a new product coming, there are more ink colors coming, there are more stencils coming. It is going to be a great year, and I'm super pumped that Kim's letting us be part of it, or letting me be part of it again. Also, just a quick tidbit for you all while I color his nose with the ends. The second annual Kraftin Kimmie retreat will be in September. I do believe it's the weekend of September 6th through the 9th, or 6th through the 9th? 7th through the 9th? Right in there, anyway. And I'll be there again, so I'm excited to fly back out to London and hang out with y'all and teach a couple classes and have a great time, you know, the hillbilly from Saskatchewan and all that fun stuff. So if you guys were a member last year, registration, or if you guys came last year, alumni registration is now. Hold that thought. Now I'm coming in, I didn't wet the paper first, and this is a way more concentrated version of that Rose of Ultramarine. and I'm just kind of mixing some of it up and scribbling it on. I want to make sure that you see the lighter wash in behind, that you still see the white of the paper in behind, but I want to also pull it outside of that color too, so it doesn't just look like it's shrinking. I want it to just kind of look like it's another splash on top. So, and here with the darker color, you can see it separating out a whole lot more. Even on the lighter color, you can see the pink and the blue areas, but on the darker color, you can see it right away. And again, set it off to the side, let it dry, go back to my Copic coloring. So I'm putting in the oranges now that I've done their bellies, and then we'll do the black of the penguins. Where was I? Oh yes, alumni registration is open now, so if you guys came last year, you can put your deposit down to register to come hang out with us again in 2019. If you aren't an alumni, those spots that are still left available will be open to you guys in the new year, and I can't wait to see some of you again and some new faces, and it's going to be a great time. So you can see here with my oranges, I do blend those out with a yellow. I just find that it makes that transition a little smoother and it kind of brightens up the orange a little bit. I am going to do, his mouth first. Once I went outside the lines. Zero marker is great for that. His mouth, I come in with an E04, R32, and R30 to do his little mouth. The E04 is simply to give it a little bit more shadow inside of the mouth, and then I'll just use the other two colors to blend that out, and as well for his tongue. And then I'm going to pull back out my end markers and do N9, 7, and 5 to color the penguins' little bodies here. And they're ever so cute, you guys. I adore Kim's images. I always think she comes out with things that are super awesome, and then I try and have a light month where I'm like, I'm not going to do as much because I have lots of stuff going on. Like when I went to retreat in November, I bought this stamp set because I didn't get it in my design team project or package because I chose not to. And I was like, dang on it. Now I got to get it because I really, really like it. So that's super fun. What other Kraftin Kimmie information can I give to you guys while we're coloring up the last of these little penguins? There is a new Crafty Club for 2019. What it is you will receive one stamp set, one stencil, and the ink color from each release as they come up. It'll be over on the website to find it, but you'll receive that. I think they ship 2 weeks prior to release, so you get a little sneaky peek and some early goodies from the release. You won't know what they were until they show up in your mailbox, but if you're like me, I've been a fan of Kraftin Kimmie since a long time ago when I first started stamping, long before I had the pleasure of being on her design team. I think I guested 2 or 3 or 4 times before Kim invited me to join the team, and yeah, I've bought tons of stamps from her, so I can tell you this much: if it was me, I would buy the club, but that's all up to you. You can definitely find all of those details over on the Kraftin Kimmie Stamps website. I'm going to take my multi-liner, and there's just a couple areas I had to fill in, and then I fussy cut him out with my scissors. I can't show you guys that because I hold it super close to my face, and it would just be really, really awkward and a really weird view of the top of my head. I'm going to take that same Wicked Black ink and stamp stamp this a couple of times just to make sure that it is solid. I'm using a scrap of watercolor paper just to make sure that the papers were the same. That's just a personal preference. I could have used white cardstock. I had this scrap beside me, and I'm not going to use it for anything else, so I figured why not. So I stamp it twice to make sure that it's nice and black and everything's solid, and it says, thanks for picking me up, pal. And I'm going to cut this down into a little bit of a banner, and then we're going to put the card together, and that's it, you guys. This one was super quick. I think I had 28 minutes of footage, give or take a little bit, at regular speed, so it wasn't a super long and involved one. And I'm completely off screen here. Can you tell? I think you can tell. I'm like all figuring this out, and then I look up and I'm like, can't see what I just did. So I've got an A2 size top folding card base, and we're going to tape this down using score tape. And then on top of that, we're going to put our little banner, again using score tape. I really like using score tape for adhering watercolor paper down. It sticks nice and solid, and I find that it doesn't pull up for me, and it holds nice and flat, so that makes me happy. Now our little guys here, I'm going to use some, this is liquid adhesive. I think it's the 3M, like it dries real fast. I can't remember the name of it, but any liquid glue would work to glue those guys down. And that's it for the card, you guys. So if you liked it, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy these, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye for now.